Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to film a lesson plan video. I'm going to try to film these once a week. Well, the weeks that I have lessons, I don't always have lessons every single week, but majority of the weeks I do. But I wanted to show you what I've got going on here. First thing I wanted to show you is my planner, which you guys already saw, but it's a little bit wonky because I went ahead and put in like all of my lunch duties, so that way I would know like what I have going on. And then this is what the month of August is looking like for me so far. I can go ahead and cross off some of these, and I went ahead and put in my lessons. What I decided to do was to color block them, and I bought some skinny washi from Hobby Lobby. You might also notice I don't have my ring on, and that's because my finger was really irritated. I get wedding ring rash very easily. Let me know if you get it, and if you do, what you do. I think I've told you guys about that before. But anyway, I put them in by color, and I tried to match the color with the color that I have in Curriculum Engine, which is the program I use online. And that's the program that the teachers can see. And so 5th grade is yellow, 4th grade is green, 3rd grade is orange, and then I didn't have a pink, so Thursday is 2nd grade is pink, and so I use this Simply Gilded washi, and then 1st grade is purple. And then I have that's the one I didn't put in, kindergarten. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the actual week. This is what it looks like. There are no names of actual students on here, so don't panic about anything not being, protected. I made sure I didn't have anything in here before I started filming, but I went ahead and blocked off the time for each lesson. So each lesson is a half an hour. I'm doing intro to the counselor lessons or meet the counselor lessons. I put in my morning duty. So far, this is the only meeting I know of. I have a family engagement meeting on Friday. I am the chairperson for family engagement, so I went ahead and put that in. And I have been using like any and every kind of sticker I can find. I have so many sheets of stickers that like have a bunch of icons left on them, like these here. I love all of these icons, and I'll show you where I'm storing all of those here in a minute. But I have my lunch duty put in, and then I have my bus duty in the afternoon put in. I have my lessons, and then down here at the bottom, this area is supposed to be for mini Post-its. However, I'm using it to put in the dance schedule, and then I also put in the Taekwondo schedule. Wednesdays will be Boy Scouts once that gets up and running again. Over here I have what I have going on for the weekend, and then I have my checklist for things I know I need to get done. Some were transferred over from last week. I can't show you last week because I have specific names in there, and then some things I need to follow up with. I'm going to show you where I keep I'm going to show you this here in a minute. So this is where I have my where I have my stickers right now. That reminds me, let's go back really quickly. I don't have tabs for the month, but what I was using is this nice little clip here, and I just clipped the week to the month, so that way it's easy for me to flip to. And that's just been working out really well for me. And then here in the back, like I said, I have a bunch of stickers that I've been using just with another like binder clip. So I've got some stickers from Apricot Tree Planning. She had sent me some really great school stickers when I got started. Nikki +3, more Apricot Tree Planning. These are the Taekwondo stickers you saw in my plan with me. These are from PM Design. These were sent to me by a sweet subscriber, Sharon. These are from Memories and Pastimes. Apricot Tree Planning again. Then I have a bunch of labels. So I've got Aria's Daydream, Simply Watercolor Co., more Aria's Daydream, some printables from Planning Choco. These were from Sticker Bloom 100 years ago. Some Fox and Pip, some Inky and the Brain, which these are like my absolute favorite, and as you can tell, I have 3 of them left. More sticker bloom, more Inky and the Brain, and then sticker bloom. These are from Soda Pop Studio. These are from Paper Crown Planner. Those are printable. More from Planning Choco. Those are printable, and these are foiled. I don't know if that's picking up at all. Planning Choco, I love these. These were sent to me by Sharon as well. These are from Jilly Bee Plans. I'm actually going to put these up here because I was using those a lot. And then these have been my absolute favorite to use so far. These are from the Planner Junkie, and I bought these sheets like 100 years ago. And I just am obsessed with them. And I like never use them because they're just kind of odd. But I love them. Like this sheet right here is my favorite. I just love it. The colors are so cute. It just reminds me of things that I love. And so I keep this back here and I use it to denote things that I have going on. And I really have been enjoying that. And I feel like I'm getting a lot more use out of stickers that I wouldn't normally get use out of. So I just keep them clipped here in the back with the binder clip, like I mentioned. And then this is what it's looking like. And I've been adding things like throughout the month as I need to add things. So for example, I added this sticker here. I added some stickers over here, and I've just been adding them as I go. I scheduled my first coffee with the counselor for September 10th. So when I get to the week of the coffee with the counselor, I will tell you all about what I have planned for that. But I'm looking forward to sharing that. If you follow me on Instagram with my counseling page, it's at Counselor Klein. I have a picture of my flyer that I created, and you can see what is on there and what we're going to talk about. I put in payday. We have 2 paydays this week, one for YouTube, one for our actual payday, our actual salary. And then I'm sure that this morning spot will fill with our morning meetings. I just haven't seen our schedule come through yet, so I don't know exactly what we have planned for this week. So like I said, I have a kindergarten lesson scheduled per day, and then I have, because I can't do more than one kinder lesson in a day. Kindergarten right now, especially this early in the year, they're just learning how to be students, and it's really overwhelming for me. I work their lunch duties, so I'm with them at recess, I'm with them at lunch. They're like herding cats, bless their sweet little hearts. They don't know what they're doing. A lot of these kids, we have so many 4-year-olds. The cutoff here in Nevada to come to school is September 30th. So we have so many 4-year-olds that have never been to preschool, don't know what they're doing, and that's not their fault. It's just, it becomes a little bit overwhelming. So I split them up one a day, and I only go into those classrooms for about 15 to 20 minutes because that's about all I can keep their attention at this stage. And my lessons, like I said, this week are all going to be about meeting the counselor. I'm going to show you those in a second. And then I go back and forth about how I like to schedule my lessons. My first year on the job, I scheduled 1 grade per day, and it does get a little monotonous. Like you're teaching the exact same lesson back to back for 2 to 2.5 hours, and that gets really old. I don't know how like middle school and high school teachers do it, where they teach one subject all day long. I think I'd go crazy. But and then last year what I did was I divided them up, and I did 1 per day, like a different grade level per day. So I would do, sorry, Griffin just brought me my phone, that's dead. Like I would do a 5th grade, then a 4th grade, then a 3rd grade. And then I would do the same thing the next day. What's up, buddy? I know you're a little bit hungry. We're gonna have some pizza. Daddy just went to go grab pizza, okay? Okay, thanks, bud. Love you. Okay.
Can I have a little snack?
Like what?
Like a little
Sure. Sure. Everybody, of course, needs to have a snack now. Anyway, they're having pizza. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. So anyway, so 1 week I would do like 5th, 4th and 3rd, and then the next week I would do K through 2, and I might go back to that. I don't know. This early in the year, I have so many lessons I want to get done really, really early that I need to be in the classroom every week for like the first 3 weeks. So I have to do one whole grade. That's just the easiest for this time of the year in these lessons. And then I'll probably go back to spreading it out. That way I'm just not teaching the same lesson, because when I get into my older ones or my other kinds of lessons, I do vary them by grade level, where these Meet the Counselor lessons are pretty much the same. So like I said, I've got 5th grade. I do have an extra 1st grade here. This is a special needs class though, so it's like mixed up. This is the same, and then these are all the same. These are all the same, and these look the same because, like I said, I didn't have a pink. So one is orange, one is pink. I have to look for a pink, but I liked to be able to write on those. So that is what the schedule looks like this week. The way that I have blocked out my schedule, I'll just kind of fill you in on that. So my contracted day starts at 7:15. So when I get to work, that's the time that I usually get there between 6:45 and 7. And that's the time I check voicemails, I check emails, I print and make copies of anything that I need to. And then I go out to, and then we have meetings. So whatever meeting I have at 7:15. Then I go out to my kiss and go duty every morning. It's when I get to go greet the kids as they come to school. It's so fun. And then at 8 o'clock, that's the time I leave that time open 99% of the time, because if I get caught by a parent that we need to talk, or if I'm calling parents back, if I schedule 504 meetings, I try to do it for that 8 o'clock time. So it's right when a parent has dropped off their student, and then they have some free time before they leave for the day. And then my kindergarten lessons typically start at 8:30, except for this day because I have a lot of classes. And then my lessons will go back to back until around my lunch duty time. And then when I come back from lunch duty, I leave that space open. My lunch duty is technically done at 11:30. I haven't been getting out of there at that time. I haven't been getting out of the lunchroom until closer to noon, just because there's so much chaos right now. Everybody's trying to learn their groove. So I've been staying in there, but I try to usually leave my lunch for this time here, this 11:30 time. And then this 12 to 1 o'clock spot right here that you see open, this is where I'm going to do individual counseling and small group. And then the 1 o'clock hour will be for any other lessons that we have to do, as well as individual or small group time. And then our bus duty starts, we start bus duty at 2 o'clock. So the whole day is jam-packed. Now that is a perfect world, right? This is all me scheduling out my week. But we all know that things don't always go this way, and I might get pulled here or there, and that's not, up to me. Unfortunately, sometimes, I have to just go with the flow. So that is how it's all scheduled. If you have any questions about how I schedule my day, let me know. Time can really get away from you in this job because we don't have a classroom. People see us as like an open body in the school, and they think that we just have tons of time to do whatever it is that anybody needs, and that is just not true. So a lot of times I'll get yanked to do things or asked to do things, and I'm like, okay, but wait, I actually have a schedule. And so if you're a school counselor, or you're a person in your school who has a more flexible schedule like that, it might be wise for you to post your schedule. And for me, that's what I'm going to try this year. Is I have a spot on a whiteboard that I have outside of my door where I'm going to have my daily schedule, so people know where to find me, know what I have going on, and hopefully it will cut down on the amount of extras that I'm asked to do that aren't necessarily in my scope, or aren't necessarily things that I need to be doing. There could be somebody else in the building that could be doing it. So we're going to try it. I'll let you know how it works. I don't know. Okay, so we can put this away for now. Put this on the floor. And now I wanted to go ahead and show you the counseling binder that I created. I had one last year. I showed it to you. It was that pink and white polka dot binder, and I still have that. I actually put all of my rosters in there, so when I go in and do lessons, I have like the student roster. But I needed something bigger, number one. Number two, I wanted something with a cover that I could put a cover in, and then I also wanted something that had a pocket. So this is what it looks like on the inside right now. I've got the pocket, so important things that either need to be filed. I've got some things in here that need to be sent out to staff. I have things that need to be faxed. So that is all gravy. This here that you see is my counseling self-referral process. This is how I typed up when a student asks to speak to me. They have these little forms in their classrooms that they fill out, and it says what to do with them. And so that needs to get passed out to all of the staff next week, because those are getting distributed to the staff. And then here on this part, I already showed these to you. This is my monthly themes broken down, really easy to see. For the month of August, we're focusing on transitions, meet the counselor, rock versus clay, for coping skills, and then so on and so forth. So for this week, I'm focusing on the meet the counselor. Once I finish these lessons, I'm gonna highlight that, and that's like my way of crossing it off. For August, here it breaks it down even more, and I went ahead and highlighted things that I've already completed. So I already did my bulletin boards, and then I also did my newsletter and sent that out. I haven't completed Coffee with the Counselor yet, but I did schedule it. So I'm not going to mark that off until, I guess I could mark it off because it's not happening until September. I wanted it to happen in August, but it just can't happen until September. So maybe I just need to put a little arrow. And then once I finish my Meet the Counselor lessons, I'll go ahead and mark those off. Let's see, what else can I show you in here? It's got our schedule. This has my professional development, small groups, our community resource list. These are referrals. What else do I have here? This is my Title I Hope list. That's our Title I Hope are kids who have been identified as homeless. This section is empty. My 3 square list. 3 squares, the weekend bags for food. And then the back here has, it's where I'm going to keep things for my family engagement committee. This is my Coffee with the Counselor flyer that I created. I actually went on to Teachers Pay Teachers and I looked for free borders. So if you're a teacher or you make flyers, that's where I found the border. I also found I looked for free coffee clip art, and that's where I found these cute coffee mugs, and I love that she had lashes, so I used her. And then some of these fonts are free, some of them are not. So for example, this font here is a KG font, KG. You can look those up on Teachers Pay Teachers. They're free to download if you're using them for personal use. So are these darker ones, and then these other cute little ones, those were a font that I purchased. I can link all of that down in the description box though, so if you're like me and a font makes a big difference to you, you'll probably want to get some of those. And then we've got our committee list, and then this gets into FACES. FACES is this really cool department in the Clark County School District, and it stands for the Family and Community Engagement Services, or Educational Services, Engagement Services, I can't remember. But what it does is they have these really cool parent workshops, and so they'll come to your school and they'll teach. So for example, there are really cool, okay, so here's one. STEM Engineering Adventures, and it's for an hour. It's a family session for parents with pre-K through 8, and they come to your school and they set everything up, and the parents and the teachers can come, or the parents and the students can come do like really fun STEM activities. And I just love FACES. They offer so many great parenting workshops, and I use them all the time when it comes to scheduling family engagement things. So that is what I've got in here so far. I have so much left to put into this binder. I just haven't had enough time yet. There's just so many things to do and not enough minutes in the day. Let me see if my lessons are in here, or did I leave them on my desk? I think that I left them on my desk, which is not amazing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to link down in the description box below. I thought I had the lesson plan printed, but I don't. It's on my desk. But I'm doing Meet the Counselor lessons in all of the classrooms. So in kindergarten, I am doing a it's like a counselor role, and I show a picture of like an ear, and I say the counselor has really good listening ears. I show a picture of a heart, and it says the counselor really cares about you. And so it's kind of like just me introducing myself, telling them who I am, even though most of them know me by now because I do their lunch duty, and then what my role is. In first and second and third, I'm doing a jungle themed PowerPoint, and it just talks a little bit about who I am, and I always share some like, you know, just little tidbits about myself so the students feel like they're a little bit more attached to me or know me a little bit better. So I share about all my pets. They always think it's so cool. I say that I have a dragon because I have a bearded dragon. And so I say that I'm, you know, the mother of dragons or a dragon. And I talk about all of my kids. Some of them know my kids because I have kiddos at the school. And it just helps them to feel like they know me a little bit better. I let some of them share. We find some commonalities, things that we have in common. And then we go into what my role is and how they can contact me. I go over the self-referral form that they all have in their classroom. I show it to them. The teacher shows them where they're located. And then we talk about what types of things I help students with and how to know the difference between an emergency and something you need to see me for immediately versus something you can fill out a self-referral form and wait. And then fourth and fifth grade, I have this really fun PowerPoint. These are not PowerPoints that I created, by the way. These are PowerPoints that were created by Counselor Keri, Keri, and she's on Teacher Pay Teachers. I'll have her link down below. I love her lessons. I use a ton of them. And she has this really fun s'mores one, and it's interactive on Google Slides, and so they can build the s'more by moving like the marshmallow onto the graham cracker by answering the question. And so I go over my role, same exact thing. I talk about the referral forms, the difference between an emergency and a non-emergency, and then we take a little quiz by playing the s'mores game. The only difference is that when I get to fifth grade, I collect data. So by the time they're in fifth grade, they have had a counselor for 6 years, right? Because back they started in kindergarten, then they would have had a counselor all the way from kindergarten to fifth grade. And so I want to test their knowledge. And so this form that you see here comes with one of the PowerPoints. I believe it's the s'mores one. And one is a pre-test, one is a post-test. They're exact same question. So I'll cut this in half, and the student will take the pre-test first, and then I will do my lesson, and then I'll see if they learned anything, or if something they didn't know before they know now, or if they're the same. It's just a way for me to collect data and see maybe where some balls are being dropped, and see if there's something, you know, that I can do differently to make sure that the students all know what my roles are. So the questions are, what's the counselor's name? 3 things the counselor can help with. And then true or false, I believe the counselor is here to help students like me. True or false, I believe the counselor wants to help me personally. And then the bottom says, if I want to see the counselor, I can, and then we'll see what they say. So again, this is just a data collection tool. It's really important to collect data as a school counselor, to know the needs of your school. That was one of the things I sent this week too, was a needs assessment that I created. I sent it to the entire staff, asking them their opinion on my role, if they know what my role is, if they know how to get in touch with me, if they feel like I'm a collaborator with them. And then if I got into the curriculum, and I just asked, like, what of these things do you think are important that we teach? I'll try to have that printed for you in my next video so I can show it to you. A needs assessment is like, you have to do that when you start your counseling program. No matter when you start, if you start in the middle of the school year, whatever, do a needs assessment, because if you just go in and start giving lessons that aren't targeted to the needs of your school or the needs of your students, then it's literally for nothing. If you're giving anti-bullying lessons to a school that doesn't have bullying problems, but they really have problems with assertiveness, or they really have problems with responsibility, then you're giving lessons that aren't needed and you're just spinning your wheels. So having that needs assessment is really important. Having data to look back on to know how well your program is going is really important. And then of course, checking in throughout the year to make sure that you're still on the right path. I do a needs assessment at the beginning of the year and the middle of the year, and you can do them, you know, throughout as well. And I'll just do little mini check-ins throughout the year as well. So I will show you what that looks like. These I will have to make copies of in the morning for my 5th grade, because I have 5th grade on Monday, tomorrow morning. And that is it, you guys, for this video. I have a feeling I was a little rambly, and I apologize if I was. I'm so passionate about my job. I think I get that across. I just know there's not a lot of counseling videos on YouTube. There's not a lot of information out there. Counselor Keri did just put together like a new school counselor survival guide, and it looks really cool. I wish that had been out when I started. But I just want to be like a useful person to help you guys if you're a new school counselor, or if you want to teach social emotional learning in your classroom. This week obviously is not a lot of, this is Meet the Counselor, so it's all about my role. It's not about social emotional learning, but next week I'll be doing coping skills, so stay tuned for those lessons. I'll share those with you. As a teacher, you can share those with your students. As a parent, you can share them with your kids. If you teach Sunday school, in whatever capacity that you work with children, you can teach them these coping skills lessons. So stay tuned for that video next week. If you liked this video, let me know down below. Let me know if this is something that you guys want to see more of. I really enjoyed filming this, and I hope that you enjoy watching it. Let me know what you think of it, and give it a thumbs up if you like it, of course. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.